Been a little crazy. Hello and welcome to Cornerstone Village, Bethesda Cornerstone Village in Victoria, Minnesota. And I am cooking here in our kitchen. We are a 55 plus community and we do a lot of fun activities and have a lot of fun here. So, and I'm even representing today. I'm wearing my shirt. So definitely come and join us, come and tour. We're going to be having block parties starting June 11th. We have a band coming, custom made band, which they are so good. I've heard them on YouTube. I can't wait. And we have 2 food trucks, heavy metal food truck, which is more savory, lots of great food. And then also North Star Cinnamon Apple Donuts. Their donuts are fantastic. Today for cooking, I'm making 2 things. It's been a little crazy because I keep blowing the circuit breaker, but that's okay. Or the circuit. And then I need to go to the circuit breaker. You know what? I don't really know a lot about maintenance, which everybody who lives here knows. But I make it through, right? Right. Even though I don't know what I'm doing. All right. So today we're making 2 things. We're making breakfast egg rolls, which are so good. And I've already started kind of cooking. And then I'm also making cinnamon donuts. Both of these are so easy, you guys, that it's going to be super easy to make. I'm going to turn these off. Hold on. I have 3 of these going, and I can't even hear myself think.
You're kind of noisy.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do, just so you know, all my recipes are linked in the description below, and they go to my Pinterest board, so you can find all the recipes that I make there. However, please know that I change it up, and today is definitely, I am changing it up quite a bit. And I will explain all that. The breakfast egg rolls, I actually think you can make however you want. If you want to use bacon, if you don't want to use meat, you could just do egg and cheese. You could put peppers in there. You could put onions, tomatoes, any way that you want to do it. The recipe that is linked here talked about like taking sausage patties and cutting them up in small pieces. I did not do that. I actually took ground sausage and I cooked it on the stove, and so it's all ground and it's in small pieces already. So I actually did that. And then I made scrambled eggs. And how I make my scrambled eggs, let's move down here. How I make my scrambled eggs is eggs with however many eggs is how many tablespoons of milk I use. And then I use a little butter in there too, salt and pepper. So I made my scrambled eggs, and then I put, after it was done cooking in a bowl, I put the sausage, and you can see the ground sausage in here that I made. So the eggs and sausage are all mixed up together, okay? So that's just how I did it. I would maybe even put the other stuff in there and just have one big thing. Then you could just put those on the egg rolls. So all you need to do is buy egg roll wrappers. So they're easy to find when you go to the grocery store. They're usually in the refrigerated section, actually by the produce, which is interesting. And you just get the egg roll wrappers. So I have mine laid out like this. I'm going to put this down while I'm doing this. And then you take a scoop of your egg sausage mixture, and you want a pretty good amount, and make sure there's a little bit of everything in there, because you want a good size egg roll. The first one I made was quite small, and that's not what we want. We want a nice big egg roll. So this one I have more egg. There, I'll put a little bit more egg in here. So see, I have quite a bit in here. Now I'm going to have too much, and then I'm not going to even be able to close it. Then you take a little cheese. You put it on top. She says a tablespoon. I say however much you want, because I like more cheese. That's really all you need to do for the stuffing. Super easy. Then you're going to take water, and you're going to actually get the whole around the whole thing wet. What this does, it kind of creates a glue, and it's going to put these together. It'll help it stick together. Mine's kind of a little dry because I had it sitting out. Anyway, okay, so you're going to roll this up, and if you know what an egg roll looks like, You just roll one side like this. Then you're going to take this side, and I kind of push the stuff in, and you want to make sure these are bent, but see, they stick to there. And then you're going to put it, wrap it like this, and then I just roll it like this. You have your little end, and then I'm kind of taking a little bit more water, especially because these are dry, they've been sitting out. And then you put them face down on a cookie sheet, like so, until you're ready. So again, if you want to watch this one again, get this all wet. And you can use a brush if you'd rather, but I washed my hands. Oops, a little egg overboard. Okay, so then I'm wrapping it again. Nice, not too tight because it'll rip. Then the side comes in, another side. Fold those in and then around. There you go. See, nice and round. You can see how that is for all my people around here. All right, that is it. All you have to do now is cook it. So how easy is that? So what you'll do is you'll actually take your air fryer. You will, so with both of these, not always do you have to do this, but with both of these, you have to actually preheat your air fryer. All that means is you cook it until, on the exact same temperature that you're going to put your stuff in, and let it kind of get to that heat first. So that's what we do. We've done, let's see if I need to do these too. So taking these out. So this one is already hot, and I'm going to take these, and you can do about 3 at a time. And I kind of do it like this. And then you do a light spray of olive oil on top, and then you put it in for 5 minutes. You flip them over, and then you put it in for another 3. And then that's done. So that's at 400, 5 minutes. Flip them over, and then do it for another 3, and they're done. They're crispy, and they're good. I like them. So let's see, I have one down here. I'll show you. This is what the egg roll looks like done. And then I can cut it. Nice and crispy. And there's what it looks like inside. Oh, you can see the steam coming up. Doesn't that look good? Sausage, cheese, egg in a crunchy shell. Yum. Now for the best part. So, donuts. And this is so easy, and you guys are going to laugh at me probably. But you just take, I like Pillsbury Grand. And so you take a can of biscuits, and you open them. And then you've got about 8 biscuits in here. Okay. Now you can do 2 things. You can either cut these all up and just make donut holes, or you can actually make donuts. And I'll show you down here what that looks like. Oh, there's a little foil on here. Ick. So they say to take a little 1-inch cutter. I didn't have one, but what I did have was, this is from my tea. I have like a little tea spout thing that you put in the teacups. And so I just took this and I cut out a hole. Just punch it out, and you got a donut. And then you got a donut hole. Now what I'm going to tell you is I realized, I don't know if you guys saw this, I would actually roll it a little bit because they come apart, the donut holes especially. But maybe you like that. Okay, so there we go. There's a donut. And this is all you do for these. You just punch that in, and you've got how easy is this, you guys? My gosh, you can make homemade donuts, and you could put anything on these you want. I'm doing cinnamon sugar today, which is what the recipe calls for, that you'll find when my Pinterest page. Oh my goodness, I'm hot. It's because I kept running back and forth to the circuit breaker. and I get all stressed out. Okay, so that's what you do. You put that on the air fryer in here, and you can see that I already have some. So I sprayed it, and then I put the donuts on there, and then I did not spray the donut though. No, oh, see how that one just kind of fell apart right there? These look good. So I'm going to take the donut holes out. I'm going to cook this one for just 1 more minute. And then I'll show you what we do to those. So this is at 360. And you'd cook these, let's look. You cook these for 360. If they're just the donut holes for 3 minutes, if they're the whole donut for 5 minutes. But I'm going to tell you something. I personally think that and I tried this a couple times, I wouldn't put it in there just for 5 minutes. I put it in there for 3, and then I flip it and do another 2. It got a little brown on the one side and not on the other. So I prefer to flip it halfway through. That is not on the recipe, so that's just another thing that's kind of mine. And then, all right, so I have some melted butter, and I melted a lot. You can look on the recipe for the actual amounts to do. I kind of did my own. When I cook, I do a lot of just kind of whatever. And that's the same with the cinnamon sugar. If you want to know exactly how much to put in there, look at the recipe. But for me, I do about 1 count cinnamon to about 4 or 5 counts of sugar. You want a lot more sugar than you do cinnamon. Cinnamon can be really bitter. So when you're making cinnamon sugar, which is yum, I always have cinnamon sugar on hand. I have it in a mason jar in my spice rack. So good. But this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to take these raw ones and put them over here. I'll cook those for everybody in a little bit. So you take a little donut hole. I'll put this back down. And you're going to dip it. I'm going to use a tongs here. Cover it in butter. Now, the lady on the recipe says to just brush it. I say let's just dip it and get it good. So that's what I'm doing. And there you go. See, and now see, it's falling apart. So the donut holes fall apart. So what I do is just take them apart and then dip them both sides. And there you go. And I feel like every one that falls apart is probably mine. So I've been eating those. So there we go. Yeah, this one's done too. Same. So that's the donut hole. See? Nice, and they're so flaky. They're so good. So here's the, oh, goodness. Here's the actual donut. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the air fryer. Brush it with butter or dip it in butter, depending on how healthy you're trying to be. And then you just dip it in the cinnamon sugar. I just roll it right in there. See if I can hold this up. There you go. That's the cinnamon sugar donut. And look, it's just so flaky. It just falls apart. It is so good. Like, it is so good. I definitely think you guys should make that this weekend. This was actually a pretty quick video, but I did explain everything. So we've got the breakfast egg rolls, super easy, and the donuts are the easiest dessert ever, and I think your family would love them. So you should make those. Definitely like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos, and let me know if you made these. I want to hear how your family liked it and what they thought. All right, have a great Memorial weekend, and I will see you later. Bye. Okay, I'm totally smoking.